We all know the sound of a highly polished, repetitive sales spiel. A salesperson connects and immediately launches into an identical, perfectly memorized routine. This behavior is driven by a false assumption. Sellers often believe that standardizing their message and delivering a unified script equals maximum efficiency. But efficiency for the seller usually translates to alienation for the buyer. Hearing a generic, rapid-fire pitch makes the prospect feel like a processed target on an assembly line rather than a person with unique needs. Relying heavily on a script is actually a symptom of not listening. This lack of personalization is exactly why those efficient pitches consistently lose deals. Here is the paradox of a successful close. The buyer actually gives you the pitch before you ever make an offer. The most critical error a representative can make is rushing to explain their product or service the moment they get the floor. High-performing closers require discovery before prescription. Before you present a solution, you must ask questions to uncover their reality. What prompted you to look into this now? What past frustrations have you tried to solve? What concerns would stop you? Asking these core questions shifts your entire role. You drop the megaphone broadcasting a generic message, and you pick up a magnifying glass to diagnose a specific problem. As you listen closely to the answers from those discovery questions, you will start to uncover distinct psychological processing styles among your buyers. This diagram outlines the taxonomy of the 3 core buyer languages: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Visual buyers process information best through pictures, before and after scenes, and clear diagrams. They need to see the solution in their mind. So a generic phrase like "this is a good system" means nothing to them. You adapt by saying, "Picture your follow-up process laid out clearly, so every lead as a next step." Translating features into visual phrasing bridges the gap between your offer and how the buyer actually sees their business. It makes the solution tangible by speaking to their natural way of processing information. Next, we have the auditory buyer. These individuals respond to logical, step-by-step explanations and highly precise wording. For an auditory thinker, a generic claim like "it's easy" falls flat. You provide translation by offering sequence. Let me walk you through how the process works, step by step, in plain language. Finally, there is the kinesthetic buyer. They base decisions heavily on experience, hands-on proof, and feelings of confidence, control, and relief. Telling them a tool saves time lacks impact. Instead, you translate that into an experiential outcome. You'll feel the difference when you're not chasing the same issue every single week. This adaptation focuses on clarity rather than control. By listening for what a buyer naturally cares about and being honest about how a solution fits those specific needs, you move away from pressuring them and toward actually helping them understand the value. This visual lays out the LAPS framework, a definitive, repeatable methodology designed to replace the scripted pitch. L stands for listen. You notice the buyer's unique words and questions. A is for ask. You execute core discovery questions before presenting a solution. P is for personalize. This is where you apply the processing style identified during discovery, matching the explanation to their visual, auditory, or kinesthetic language. And S is for stop. Once your message lands and the buyer understands the value, do not keep talking. Over-explaining past the point of comprehension often ruins the sale. Executing the LAPS framework alters the entire dynamic of the sale. The salesperson and the prospect stop acting like adversaries debating a pitch and start working as partners in a shared conversation. For a salesperson to be effective today, they have to abandon the generic spiel in favor of a diagnostic conversation. Where do you currently sound most scripted in your own sales conversations? A solution only provides real value when the buyer actually understands it, and they only understand it when you stop repeating a script and start speaking in their native decision-making language.